Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever it may be, wherever you are. Welcome to Verbling. Hi there, I'm Teacher Oakley, and once again, it is time for Famous Quotes class. Da-da-da-da. Okay, this is the class in which we will share some famous quotes. I will share some famous quotes. We will read them and try to analyze them a bit, see if we agree or disagree with the quote. So maybe share a little opinion, practice speaking our opinions in English, and possibly, depending on the nature of the quote, possibly we may need to debate a little bit about what the author is trying to say. As always, I will attempt to clarify any metaphorical or idiomatic language or any confusing English vocabulary, as well as any possibly references, cultural references, anything like that that might confuse the issue. And anyway, we will talk about these famous quotes. Today, we are going to look at an American novelist and playwright from the late 1800s by the name of Mark Twain. Hello again, Heidi. Welcome.
Hello, nice to see you again.
Likewise. Heidi, are you familiar with Mark Twain?
Yes.
Okay.
I forgot the title. A little boy. He had adventures, right?
Yep. The Adventures of. That's right.
Young guy, very young guy, child.
Yep, that's right. So close, so close. Actually, there's two of them, and there's actually two books. But
Sawyer. No?
Tom Sawyer, very good. Tom Sawyer and his buddy Huck Finn.
Yes.
True.
Very thin.
Right. I have read and reread that book. I don't know, about every 5 years I pick it up. It's actually it's not a long book. Mark Twain's books none of them are very long. But he is a little bit of a complicated writer to read.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. He, of course, 1800s, a little more complex and formal language. And also Mark Twain likes to use he likes to use dialogue. He loves to use dialogue. What the people are saying to each other, and he puts them in quotes, and he writes the way they speak. So he writes phonetically.
Unfortunately, I read this novel when I was a child, so I don't know. I didn't know English at all.
Yeah. Okay.
In Japanese, it's already translated.
You should read it again. It's actually again. I read it every 5 years and I laugh out loud. It is actually one book that always makes me laugh out loud. Certain parts of it.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. And it's also the kind of book where I get a deeper meaning or a different point out of it that I didn't get previously. Oh, that's what he means by that. I read this 10 times. I didn't get that point. He really is a master at hidden meanings and deeper meanings in his writing. I love him. I love his material.
Next time I'll order to Amazon.
But as I said, sometimes he can be a little laborious as far as very formal and obscure vocabulary, just warning you. And as well, he uses dialogue in phonetics. So he talks about Southern people, American Southern, and y'all get your jitters up in the Hawaii. That's the way he writes, and he writes it in English like that. So you kind of gotta even when I read him, obviously I speak English. I find myself saying, "Y'all put your jitters up in a wahoo."
But it's like Harry Potter.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, to some degree. That's okay. Right. Yeah, okay. Anyway, not only, Nader, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Are you familiar with Mark Twain? Alias?
Yes, I'm familiar with the name, but I didn't read any of his books.
Alias Samuel Clemens. Mark Twain
No,
is
but I don't know
pen
this Samuel Clemens.
Yeah.
I
That's his
know the famous name.
Right, that's his actual name. His pen name, or as his author name, is Mark Twain, which is very interesting, actually. Do you guys know where that comes from? Mark Twain.
No.
Interesting. All right. When he was a young boy, he grew up in Hannibal, Missouri, and he loved the riverboat that's on the Mississippi River. It's a port on the Mississippi River. He loved the big paddle boats, the big steamboats that would go up and down the river. And when these boats go up and down the river, the Mississippi River is very volatile. It changes course. It changes depths in the river. There are trees and really, I used to live in New Orleans. You could sit and have your lunch by the side of the river, and you could watch. There goes the dead cow. There goes half a house. There goes somebody's shed or chicken coop. There goes half a car. You would see amazing things just floating down the river. So it's extremely volatile river.
Till now?
Till now, well, yeah. Yeah, till now.
Oh, like China.
It's amazing.
Dead pork, dead pig.
Yeah, you'd see dead animals, entire trees going down the river. Absolutely. You never know what you're going to see. And anyway, the riverboats, as they plied up and down the river, somebody would have to be at the front of the ship watching, because sometimes the river it wasn't the same. You travel the river 2 weeks later, and the river depth would be different in different places, so they had to watch. And Mark Twain means two fathoms, or 12 feet, 6 feet. The height of a man is a fathom, so water depth. So that would be a notice that it was only 12 feet deep, which meant it was getting, slow down. It's getting too close to the bottoming out the ship. So Mark Twain means mark, as in on my mark, or notice. Twain, two. Two is an old word for two. So Mark two fathoms. So Mark Twain, that's where it actually comes from. Interesting trivia.
So anyway. Using pen names is still common now? I don't think so.
Pen names?
Yes.
Well, interesting question. Stephen King writes under a different name.
Maybe he's old school.
I don't know, but he has a number of books written under a different, under a pen name. As does, actually, there's quite a number of writers that do that. I believe Sidney Sheldon. There's another one of those really, Michael Crichton. There's a number of writers who do that, actually.
Maybe old writers, but new writers, after this social networks, you're obsessed with using your real name.
Maybe. Yeah, well, that could very well be. You might have a point there. Yeah, I don't know. They do that often because they want to try a different style. And I don't know if they just, I don't know, they feel psychologically protected. But I know that's basically what Stephen King does, and a couple of the other authors. They're trying a different style than they're known for. Richard Bachman, that's Stephen King's pen name is Richard Bachman. In any case, well, interesting. Anyway, Samuel Clemens, Mark Twain, is not only known for his wonderful novels and short stories, but also he was quite a political pundit as well, and he's extremely well known as a speaker. Quite an amusing guy to have come speak at your events, and he spoke all over America and Europe during his time. He spent a lot of time in doing speaking engagements, actually, interestingly. Okay, so let's get to some of his quotes and take a look. Heidi, get us started with the first one here.
Mm-hmm. Get your facts first, then you can. Then you can distort them as you please.
Yeah, I like this. Okay. Do you know distort?
Throw away.
Well, if you distort something, especially distort the truth, that's a common collocation. Collocation. If you distort the truth, actually in modern times we say you spin it. He didn't have that concept back in his day, but he certainly knew about it, and it certainly existed.
Okay.
Now we say you spin the facts. You make the facts fit your...
Like frown.
Yeah, you change the facts, or you put emphasis on something. You don't just...
Twist?
Twist. Oh, very good. Yes, thank you. Very good. To distort something is to twist it, even physically. You distort the shape of something, you twist it. Very good. Excellent. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so what is he saying here?
Like, pedestrian hit my car, so he get under my car like that. But I don't think that fact. Actually, he crashed to pedestrian, but he distorted the fact.
Excellent. I did not think about that when I put these two classes back to back, but that's an excellent example indeed. Okay. Very good. Okay, Nader, what do you think of this? Is this good advice? Do you think government and politicians do this, or do they even bother to get their facts first before they distort them?
Yes, actually, I believe in this. Is that you can change any fact to match your intentions, or you can manipulate with any facts. You know, one writer said before, if you give me 6 lines written by the hand of the most honest of men, I will find something in them which will hang him. So, yes, you can use anything you can interpret anything as you like, and you can use it to fit your intentions.
Yeah. Who said? You don't know who said that, do you? I like that.
I guess a Cardinal something, but I'm not sure. I can get you the name. Okay. I'll because I have a book by Dr. Phil. Do you like Dr. Phil?
Dr. Phil, the balding guy.
Yes. He was quoting this. Okay. He was quoting this in his book.
I have to confess to you that I could just never take it. No. I've never even seen him. There were so many of those Geraldo Rivera and Arsenio Hall and so many of those stupid talk shows where they would try to get people to be emotional and make a spectacle of themselves. I just stopped watching them. I thought they were so foolish. And I just thought he was one more in the line, so I never bothered to watch Dr. Phil. I'm ignorant. I have no idea, really. I just never watched them.
I find them amusing,
Okay.
to be honest.
I don't know, though. I don't know. Okay, Nader, can you read this quote, which I'm sure you've heard before? I just wanted to share it with you so you know where it comes from. Can you read it for us?
Yes, it is better to keep your mouth closed and let people think you are a fool than to open it and remove all doubt. Yes, I also believe in this. And also in the same book I was talking about, that Dr. Phil, he said his father gave him an advice. Oh boy, never miss a good chance to shut up. So yes, it's the same meaning.
Right. Never
And he
miss
said, I never missed that chance.
Never miss a good chance to shut up. That is very true. I was reading a story about there's a big fight on a talk show the other day in America, regardless what it's about or what it was, but they're just in American television now, it's so ridiculous. They have even news programs where they interview somebody, and they're not really interviewing, they're not really sharing information, they're just shouting at each other. It's so stupid. And in fact, if you just keep your mouth shut, you can let the other person talk themselves into a hole. If one of them, instead of shouting each other on in front of the camera for the viewing public, all you really have to do is be quiet, and the other person is going to say stupid things and make an ass of themselves anyway. Honestly.
Yes.
So it's not only passively about yourself, but about other people. If you're quiet, you can let them remove all doubt that they are a fool, right? I mean, sometimes.
Yes, we have a famous quote for an Arab, a famous Arab, an old Arab guy who when he was given a lecture, he in the old days he wanted to stretch his legs, but this was a sign of the disrespect to other people, because there was one guy who seemed to be very, very smart and very, very important, not one of his students. Then when that guy started talking, he asked a very stupid question. So he said, "Now I can stretch my legs." So we have this famous quote, and now Abu Hanifa can stretch his legs. Abu Hanifa is the name of this famous guy.
Okay.
Yes.
The idea being that he's already made a fool of himself.
Exactly the same.
Okay.
Yes, and now, yes, when you hear something stupid, you say, and now this famous guy can stretch his legs.
Okay. Oh, that's quite funny. Okay, let me say hello and howdy and welcome to Ken. Hey, Ken.
Yes, hello. How are you?
I'm good. How have you been?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
Good.
Same old,
Wonderful. Same old.
Yeah.
And I want to quickly say hello to Alan as well. Hello, Alan.
Hello, teacher.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Good. Nice to have you back in the class. Okay, we're going to move on. I just wanted to share this last quote with you guys because I know you've all heard this. Now you know where it's from. Okay, Ken, why don't you take this next one?
Okay. Go to heaven for the climate, hell for the company.
Okay. Mark Twain is a bit of a cynic, maybe.
Yeah, he has a lot of humor. The getting joke in English is somewhat hard.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, what is he trying to comment on? Do you think?
What is climate connotates in this?
Climate for the weather.
Only weather, okay.
Apparently, only the weather.
Company, the friends or corporation.
That's right. No. For friends, here company refers to companionship. closer to that. Company, this whole root word is very strange in English because it can mean companionship and friendship and warmth and togetherness, and on the other end it means companies, corporations, faceless entities which demean human beings for profit. So it's a very strange English word, really, but here we're talking more about companionship. So
maybe the relationship with close friend or something.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, in English, it's very common to say, I'm having company over for dinner. I'm having guests over for dinner. Meaning, there's another understanding when I say I'm having company over for dinner that they're friends or family.
And heaven is capitalized.
Indeed it is.
It's a name of the shop or something. Restaurant called Heaven.
No, this is actually very interesting. I'm glad you noticed that. Okay, now we know that names of deities must be capitalized, right?
I see.
Allah, God, Buddha, what have you. I would be capitalizing their
Heaven
names.
is a place, not
I know. I'm very surprised you noticed this, and I'm glad you did, because in older English, when he was writing in the 1800s, they were, of course, a more puritanical, more religious society, and at that time, it was common practice to actually use capital letters for having hell.
Not a modern writer. Okay.
No, in 1800s.
Yes.
Late 1800s.
Okay.
He died in the early 1900s. I don't know, 20s or 30s, something like that.
So maybe I don't know what he think on this god.
No.
Maybe he satire or something.
Oh yeah, I definitely think it's a satirical statement. Oh, for sure. Let me see what Alan thinks. Alan, what is this comment? What is Mark Twain trying to say here, do you think?
Go to heaven for the climate and help for the company. If you want, actually I don't know. I don't get it.
You get it. Okay.
What the meaning behind?
All right. Well, okay. Heidi, what do you think? Do you have any ideas about this? What he's kind of trying to intimate or trying to say? Keep in mind, he is a noted satirist. Satire is his thing.
Like nature.
Not nature. It's more to do with weather.
Only weather.
Weather, atmosphere. Yeah.
But I think it's a kind of symbol of nature. So going to heaven is going to climate good place is heaven. No, and the company you can do in the company only to work. It's kind of hell, no?
Okay. All right. Well, that's okay. Maybe that's an interpretation. We're looking at quotes, so there's no wrong answer. In particular, I don't know. Maybe Nader, what do you think? Interesting. Maybe because I'm an American and Mark Twain is an American, this is pretty direct for me. But what do you think, Nader?
Yes, I think he's saying because the world is very bad now, and people are doing this all of the bad things. None of them will go to heaven. So if you are looking for company, go to hell because you'll find all of your friends and all of your acquaintances maybe there.
Okay.
But if you're looking for a good place, or if you're looking for some good place with good climate and this beautiful heaven, you can go to heaven, but you will not find anyone you know there.
Okay. All right. Very interesting. Interesting. Okay. Okay. That's closer to my interpretation. My interpretation is basically go to hell for the company, because in heaven you're going to be bored. The people who
No,
go
but
to
I guess because you will be alone, because nobody deserves to go to the heaven, because of all everyone is bad now.
well, maybe it's because I have read a lot of Mark Twain, and I know he's very cynical about the whole puritanical society thing, and
Maybe.
I know a little background, so maybe that's why I see this slightly differently. He was very, very critical of the puritanical, judgmental society that assumed during his day and his time, everybody assumed that they were right. You know, they were very, very, very conservative, traditional, very right wing. And Mark Twain was a very, very different kind of guy. He was out there in the left for his time, I will say. Anyway, okay. Yeah, I think he thinks people that go to hell are a lot more fun. That's about it. Okay.
He's
Alan,
evil, right?
well,
He's he's
I don't know.
kind of evil. Okay.
I wouldn't say Mark Twain is particularly evil, but okay. Alan, you try this one.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Kindness is the language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Kindness.
Kindness.
Kindness is the language. Okay, so kindness is a good thing.
Indeed.
Okay. If you the deaf people can hear is, and the blind can see is meaning it is very very good,
Mm-hmm.
and people can feel it.
Right.
Other than just send your just offer the sensational feeling.
Right. Okay. They can understand it and perceive it. I think. Yeah. All right. Okay. Heidi, do you agree with Alan? Is this the idea?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I think so. Yes.
All right. Pretty straightforward then.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Anybody have any other interpretation or anything to add about this quote?
Maybe kindness is a kind of action. So, so kind of without sometimes it's easy to say the kind of thing in the word, but without a kind action, it cannot
Ah.
translate people.
Ah. Very good. Okay. Right.
I think kindness is in here is a very broad meaning. That mean of people who has a very good merit, right?
Merit.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Merit, something good, good quality.
Yes. Merit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like Ken's idea. This is kindness as in action. The action of kindness is something even deaf can hear and blind can see. Okay. Heidi,
Mhm.
read this one.
The fear of death follows from the fear of life. A man who lives free is prepared to die at any time.
Uh-huh. Well, what do you think of that?
Mm-hmm. Fear of the death, fear of the death for the fear of life. Yeah, I think the people always have a fear of the death because they are living.
Because they're living or because they're afraid to live?
Always think about that. When they will die, how we after the death or a lot of things they think because they are living.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Nader, what do you think of this quote?
I think what he means, if you are not afraid to try everything and live your life fully, you will have everything. So you will not be afraid to die if you are not afraid to live, because if you are not afraid to live, you would try everything, and you will feel that I mean, what you have completed everything in life, so you are not afraid to this anymore, to die anymore, because you have already lived your life fully.
Uh-huh.
So you have tried everything, and
Yeah,
you understand what I mean.
I do. I absolutely do. Yeah, the
Okay.
one thing I used to
Although I do not agree with the quote, but anyway.
do not. Really, why not?
I agree with that. A man is happy or he lived full of his power. He already prepared to die.
Okay. He is prepared to die, you're saying,
Yeah.
Heidi. Okay. Yeah. Nader, why do you disagree?
I disagree because you never feel full. You know, if you even if you try everything, you don't. If you try everything, you like life much more than those people who are living boring life. So you will never feel. You have to feel this, even if you try everything. Even if you are living a boring life, everyone is afraid of this. This will
I'm not.
not make you brave if you try everything or if you live your life fully.
I'm not.
You are not. You are prepared to die.
Any second, really. I've done it all. I've seen it all. It's quite okay.
Okay, so you fully agree with him. Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well, actually, there's one more
Sir
thing
is
I want to
correct.
do. I want to jump out of an airplane before I die. So, but I keep procrastinating that because maybe I'm not really ready to die. So maybe I'm lying to myself and to you.
So don't you have this experience? You can jump with coach. For sure, you have it.
No. I've never jumped out of an airplane. I've done cliff diving. I've done bungee jumping, but I've never jumped out of an airplane. That's still on my bucket list.
Yes, but now it's very safe if you are jumping with that coach. You know,
Oh yeah.
he's doing everything. You are just taking the pictures.
Oh no, yeah, but that's not good enough for me. I want to jump by myself and pull the free,
Okay.
yeah, free
At
fall.
least you tried first with the coach.
Well, yeah. First with the coach. As a matter of fact, there's a place nearby. I've already investigated it. I know how much it costs. I know all about it, and that's what you do. You go with a person, and then you jump tandem. That's with a person, and then you jump where it pulls your chute for you, and then you jump free fall. It's all planned. I have it all planned, but I've had it planned for like 2 years. I keep putting it off. Maybe because I'm afraid to die. See?
For example, going abroad, I needed to take a airplane.
Uh-huh.
That time I'm always prepared to die. It's okay,
Okay.
for airplane crash.
Yeah,
So
okay.
that's enough, I thought so. But after getting off from the airplane, yeah, I want to live more.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. Yeah, interesting. Okay, Ken, a couple interesting points here. Are you prepared to die when you get on a plane? That's a very interesting point, Heidi.
Always I prepared.
No, I know exactly what you mean. I don't know how it could not cross your mind. You know,
So
I don't know.
I get a lot of insurance before
You do?
to leave some money to my family.
See, I don't. I'm superstitious. I'm afraid that will curse me. I will give myself bad luck. Oh dear. Okay. Ken, Ken, you have
Mhm.
any idea, any thoughts about this quote?
Maybe few more afraid of death because we are living. Death is unknown.
Simply
We
because
are
we are,
known until we are experienced.
yeah. But let me put this bug in your ear. Life is unknown.
Yeah, sure. But
Sure.
I'm personally afraid of maybe death is difficult to think because even I think I cannot know, but I'm afraid of the kind of suffer before they die. That's
Okay.
kind of heavy, but sorry, but yeah, personally I'm afraid of that. Yeah.
Okay, I have a weird idea for you, Ken.
Mhm.
See if you can stay with me on this. What if, okay, this is just hypothetical. What if when you die, you don't really die, but your life is like a recording, like
Ah.
like an MP3,
Okay.
and you die and you can just rewind or fast forward or jump around your life and experience everything you've ever experienced in your life.
Mhm.
All right. What if you never actually die, but everything that you are or have done or experienced or smelt or ate or everything you've ever felt, you can
Mhm.
feel again for eternity?
Mhm.
Would you be prepared to die?
I heard the moment right before the moment. Some people say we uh, kind of play back again our life. I'm
Right.
not sure
Yeah.
it is right or not, but yeah, I've heard of that kind of thing.
Right. Yes.
That's mysterious. Yeah, kind of. But
Would
anyway,
you be?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Would you be satisfied with your life, or are there other things you want to do and experience to add to your recording, to your sort of
Mhm.
your life USB recording?
Maybe I want to add something more. Yeah,
Okay.
something else.
What,
Yeah.
what kind of things? Like bad things you've
No,
wanted to do, but
it will be a good
morality,
thing. So not so many bad things.
naughty
Hopefully a good
things?
thing.
Okay, all right, all right. It's just a crazy question, but anyway, I read a book where this was the sort of the premise of the book, so I've often thought about this. What if that were the case? Okay, Alan, do you have any final thoughts about this quote?
Um, okay. I think Mark Twain thinking about there is equal between dead and alive because the fear will be the same for him, for a well prepared person. But actually, for me, it is not true because you can die once in your life. Everything
Yeah.
you experience it might be have a second times. For example, marriage, you might will have two time. For example, if you're divorced, okay.
Uh,
But for die, this you can only experience one.
right.
So for me, it is not equal.
Alan, I say that to everyone who says, YOLO. Hey man, YOLO, you only live once. I say, yes, I know. Yoda, you only die once.
Yes. So the die will be the last one you can experience. The last thing you can experience.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Alan.
Okay.
Uh, Nader, this one is definitely can take some consideration. Go ahead, please.
Yes, you can depend on your eyes when your imagination is. You can depend on your eyes when your imagination is out of focus. So maybe he means that creativity is required every single moment. So without your imagination, your eyes yeah, are useless. Maybe.
Okay.
Because you know, maybe your mind is controlling what your eyes can see.
Yeah.
So they say the beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
I watched an interesting program the other day, and you are actually, at this moment, you and I and all of us here, are actually receiving more information through our senses than we can possibly, than your brain can possibly process. You're receiving literally billions of pieces of information, but your brain can't process that much. So in reality, your brain is making up half of what you perceive or more. They don't really know what percentage, but a lot of your perception of reality is just what your brain imagines it to be. You put in holes. It was very interesting. Okay, in this show, they said, okay, now look at this screen, look at this dot on the screen. Okay, watch. Now we're going to show you a picture, and you see a castle and a forest and a river in front of it. And you're looking at the picture, and you see the green forest and the blue water and the blue sky and the orange roof of the castle. But in reality, you keep seeing that for like 2 minutes, and then they say, guess what? The picture you're looking at is black and white. And you blink your eyes, and you look at the television again, and it is black and white. Wait a minute. All the colors were put there by your brain. They're the colors you expect to see. So your brain is constantly actually creating your reality. Weird. It was really weird. Really freaks you out.
So,
very strange experiment.
And when you saw it in black and white, or you?
No, I saw it. I saw the colors for sure. The colors that did not exist. It was weird, and I didn't really know, because I'm watching color TV. I see the picture. I expect to see colors, so I do see colors. Weird, really freaky.
Yes, so we have to see it. So what was
It was
the show?
It was on National Geographic. Brain Games, a show that's called Brain Games. You could probably
thank you.
look it up. Sure, it's really, really cool. Yeah, it'll freak you out. Just, you know, don't go crazy or anything. Ken, what do you think?
Games.
Yeah, it's really neat. Ken, what do you think about this quote?
Yes, how can I say? I read the story about real story. The blind man who got the surgery. He was blind maybe when he was born, since he was born. And the functionally, his eye function, regained. So logically, he can see. However, he never see by using his eye. Actually, he just sees the light only. He cannot distinguish which is which. So yeah, kind of not only the eye, but also our brain sees the object or this world. So kind of yeah, as you say, that National Geographic brain experiment.
Yeah.
Maybe we can choose, or we can our brain distinguish what we are seeing by using the eyes.
He could not use color and shadowing to actually discern objects.
Yeah, he just sees the color and light. Maybe he
reflecting off of.
Yeah.
That's really what you see. That's what your eyes really see. You just see the light reflecting off everything, but you interpret it because you interpret shadow and depth and color. colors don't even really exist. It's such a weird thing.
Mm.
It's so strange. Do you know that a leaf is the color green because in reality the leaf is every color but green?
Yeah, I see. For the maybe wave of the light or something to analyze.
Because the leaf reflects the light that is the part of light that we perceive of as green. It reflects it off. So in actuality, the plant is every single color except green because the green bounces off, and that's what you see. So we actually, what we perceive of as colors is exactly the opposite of what it really is. Woo! Wrap your head around that. Wild. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Weird. Yeah, and then of course there are animals. Okay, speaking of eyes and focusing what your brain sees, some animals see in infrared or ultraviolet, and it's amazing. Like insects, like bees and butterflies, see in the ultraviolet, which we can't perceive at all. And they see flowers. Flowers have, like, where the pollen is like bam, really, really loud and bold, and everything else in the flower is not the colors we see at all. Flowers just look like targets. They look like bullseyes in ultraviolet. Like, here, come get the bullseye, come get the pollen. They're very clearly designed for the ultraviolet, for those pollinators, like bees and honey and hummingbirds and those kinds of things. Weird. It's cool. Cool thing. Alan, what do you think of this? Whoa.
Yes, I think the thing you just said is kind of scientific.
Yeah,
But
right.
yes, in my opinion, Mark Twain say this quote maybe kind of lateral. Is
right. It's more
he's
metaphor.
trying to, yes,
Yeah.
yes, a metaphor. Is trying to emphasize what imagination is important for. Maybe for artists, it's very good quote. For me, I I don't. I think imagination is kind of bring us creativities in produce things like art, something that's a book, story. So imagination is very important.
Okay. All right. And I agree with you, Alan. I was getting far afield. I was going off topic because I'm sorry about that. I'm fascinated by the scientific implications, but I agree with you. I don't think Mark Twain is being scientific at all. I think he's trying to be metaphorical. Heidi, that being said, what do you think?
I think you shouldn't believe the first impression because there are no swindler with a solid face. Almost all cases, they are very kind and smiling. But some people are very shy, so at the first meeting, their face is very strict. But after we are friends, they are very kind sometimes.
Okay. I think that is related to this quote. Your eyes can fool yourself because you, maybe even when your imagination is out of focus, maybe we could even say your expectations, what you think you're going to see, related to what you said, Heidi. Sometimes you can be fooled.
I can't believe that first impression.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, here's another often quoted one. Heidi, why don't you read this one for us, please?
It is an issue of mind or what matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter.
Ha! Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I agree with that.
You do? Okay. Good for you. Thank you. Thank you.
My Italian teacher said you shouldn't think about your age. Yeah, because you are youngest in rest of your life.
Okay.
Always.
You're the youngest that you're going to be for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
I'm okay. That's great. I like that one. Oh my God. That could be depressing if I thought about it in another way. Okay. Well, but thanks for sharing that. Nader, are you willing to buy this quote? You think so?
I don't know if I understand it correctly or not. So I guess maybe the meaning is maybe someone old and he's young at heart is younger than someone young and his mind is backward or something.
Yeah. Well, we have to look at this mind over matter. This is a kind of a strange, both collocation, I mean, as far as
Yes,
vocabulary,
this
but
yeah, I'm not sure.
yeah, it's both a collocation and really a concept. It's mind over matter. Okay, let me try to give an example. Often you hear about athletes just visualizing their victory, visualizing they're going to catch the ball or break the tape and win the race, whatever. And that is an example of mind over matter. They just believe it so much that whatever the real physical reality is, they can overcome even I don't know, natural physics almost. So the idea that the mind can overcome things that maybe are even physically logical. That I guess that's the idea. Matter being the physical and mind over, mind being victorious over matter. Ken, what do you think?
Yes, kind of. Yeah, maybe either. I sometimes I don't feel like this, but I should be like this. Yeah, Mark Twain encouraged me. Yeah, encouraged
Yeah,
me. Yeah.
he does. Okay, me too. Now, Mark Twain was a very, very vigorous old man. In his older years, he was quite active. So anyway,
Right.
I think he had children when he was like 60 or something.
Mhm.
He was really vigorous. Okay. Anyway, which just was not done in his period of time. But anyway, okay. Alan, any last comments here?
Not much.
Not much. All right. Alan, why don't you read this next one?
Okay. Anger is an asset that can do more harm to the ratios in which it is stored than to anything on which it's
Poured.
poured.
Okay. All right. Let me, Alan. Let me. Could do more harm to the vessel. A vessel is
Ratio.
something. Vessel.
Ratio.
Yeah, it's not shul. Vessel. Just simple soul.
Ratio.
Not an sh, just s sound. Vessel.
Ratio.
Not
Ratio.
quite. Vessel. Now, okay, vessel has different meanings. It can be a ship, which carries people on water, or it can be a container that holds a liquid. Either one. And here, of course, I think it means a container that holds, well, anger, acid, which it is stored into anything on which it is poured. You pour water from a pitcher into your glass. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so this is very clearly, obviously, this is an analogy, Anger is an acid. All right, he's comparing anger to acid. All right,
Yes.
which can do more harm to the vessel, which holds it, the container, vessel in which it is stored. Well, there you go. And to anything on which it is poured. What do you think of that, Alan?
May I know what is the meaning of poured in
Poured.
this sentence?
Sure. Well, because he's making an analogy of, you know, a vessel or a container. You, again, you have to think about it abstractly, but the physical meaning is like you pour iced tea from the pitcher into your glass. So you pour anger when I'm angry at you, Alan. I'm pouring out my anger at you right now. It's pouring out like I'm the pitcher of iced tea and you're the glass.
Is it
Okay.
only specific to water for liquid pouring out?
Usually, yes. Well, normal. Well, okay. Often, it is used for physical pouring. You pour liquids. But I can pour out my heart to you. We often do use it abstractly or even idiomatically. If I pour out my heart to you, I tell you all my troubles and all my problems and my heartache, my deepest feelings. I pour out my heart.
Okay.
So it is frequently used in metaphorical or idiomatic language to mean releasing emotions for people. Okay?
Yes.
Right.
Okay. So people has a long time being in anger is quite harmful to not their own and also the people surrounding or even the society.
Mm-hmm. I think the idea is that it's more harmful to the person that holds the anger than who he releases the anger out on. Anybody else got any last comments about this? We're pretty much out of time, actually.
Yes, I guess we can remove the word anger and put any bad feeling like hatred, jealousy.
Yeah, you're probably right. Envy would work very well here.
Yes.
Yeah, true. Okay. Well, anyway, we're out of time. I've got to go, but thank you all once again. Thank you very much for the interesting discussion, and see you guys again real soon.
Thank you
I
very
hope.
much.
Bye bye.
Bye.